Alright, what's going on, y'all? We're actually already up and running, so we'll go ahead and get this going right here. I guess I better get that figured out here better. But what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? We're here, we're live, and of course, we got Broncos football going. Packers in town, here to take on our Broncos, and we've already gotten started. It's actually now a 1st and 10 Denver, as Bo Nix just got a sneak in for a good couple of yards on a 3rd and 1. Dumps off to Mims here for a short gain. But yeah, hell of a day so far. We actually have a situation where Chiefs are no longer in the playoffs. They are done. Out of here. Pretty much kaput. And it doesn't help that Mahomes got hurt towards the end of the game there. So, yeah, I got to imagine that Christmas Day is going to be a really good one, ladies and gentlemen. But nonetheless, of course, I am A&J. We are here, as I said before. We are live. And right now we got 2nd and 5. Bowen shotgun gets the snap and actually gets it over to Cortland, who looks to be at around the 1st down marker. Might be a little bit short. But, yeah, Kansas City losing to the Chargers just earlier, 16-3. And yeah, what more can I say is that they've been hit with quite the injury bug. They lost one of the linemen. I can't remember the name specifically, but it was the backup to Wanye Morris. And of course, he, I think it was their draft pick. I keep forgetting his name, but unfortunately for him, he wound up going out, and the way that he looked, he's not going to be back anytime soon. And Broncos seem to have the 1st down, but I think there might have been a fumble. Green Bay thinks they have it, but they're not calling it that way. I'm guessing it's down by contact. Oh, maybe it is a turnover. Okay, apparently we got a turnover, Packers ball. I'm not really sure what happened. I'm thinking that was RJ. Yeah, that was RJ on the run. He gets it. Yeah, he loses it. I don't think he's down yet. I can't see where his leg is at that point. So I think that is a fumble, and that's going to be Green Bay ball, and they're going to have decent field position. So that's not necessarily good. That's not necessarily good. The Broncos defense is really going to have to show their mettle here. And yeah, that's just not what you want to see. But yeah, it's definitely going to be important that that's not too much of an issue today, because of course, again, Chiefs had quite a few people go down with injuries. Again, they're, I think it's their draft pick tackle that they picked up in the 1st round of the draft. I can't remember his name right now, but he went down. I'm not really sure if he's going to be available in the upcoming games or not. It doesn't seem good on that. And of course, again, towards the end, they lost Patrick Mahomes. You know, it didn't look good. He got helped out the field. He got helped into the locker room and probably to the x-ray area, the medical area that they have out there in Arrowhead Stadium. And yeah, I'm feeling like they probably just need to sit him the rest of the way. They've got nothing left to play for at this point. And it doesn't help that Chris Jones got hurt. I don't know if he's necessarily as, for lack of a better term, damaged the way that Mahomes and the tackle that I mentioned earlier are. But at the very least, it's certainly going to be a problem for the Chiefs, as if what they were dealing with already wasn't already it. I mean, today was their elimination day. They lost, and on top of that, Buffalo won, the Jaguars won, and the Texans all won. So all of that plus the Chiefs' loss means they're out. We're going to wind up getting a new AFC champion for sure. I'm pretty sure we're getting a new Super Bowl champion. And I'm not trying to brag on the Broncos in any way. I'm just saying, I think regardless of who's in the Super Bowl, we're going to end up having a new champion this year one way or another. I just have no doubt about it at this point. But nonetheless, we're coming back from a commercial break right now. And of course, again, the Broncos actually did just turn the ball over. R.J. Harvey had an untimely fumble, and I wasn't paying attention to the actual... Okay, so it was around midfield. And yeah, at least a couple of them are there to jump on it, so it's definitely their ball. Okay, they're on their own 48, so they still got real good field position, but at least we got them on their side of the field. Nonetheless, 1st and 10, Jordan Love back in shotgun, gets it out to Christian Watson, who picks up about 8 yards. Covered by Surtain. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, guys are definitely going to have to really be on it today because this is a really dangerous situation. I don't know if any of you caught my video earlier, but I did say before this is a situation where now the Broncos, not only do they have to win, but they want to avoid any major issues today because not only is winning today huge, but coming out as healthy as possible is going to be very, very important as Josh Jacobs gets near the 1st down marker. I think he's a little bit short. It'll be 3rd and short here. But, yeah, I just feel as if right now this is a very, very important game. This is easily the toughest opponent we've had to date, next to probably the Eagles. And there's a lot at stake here one way or another. Not even just an 11-game winning streak. 3rd and 1. Love under center. We got, I'm thinking that's Watson motioning to the right. And, of course, the give is going to be to Jacobs, but he looks to be getting stopped. Yeah, they got him at around the goal line, so it's going to be 4th and 1. Do the Packers go for it, or are they actually going to punt? LaFleur's actually going through the play sheet, looking through some things, so I think they're going for it, which I can't really blame them for it. They're, again, in good field position, but the contrast is if they don't get it here, they give the Broncos really good field position, pretty much where they were right before the fumble. But anyway, 4th and 1, and the Packers offense, as expected, is still out there. They look to be in a bit of a heavy package. Yep, Love under center, Jacobs in the backfield. And a handoff. Oh, play fake to Jacobs. Love is rolling out, and he might get the first. Yep, he actually gets it himself. Hufanga was there, but of course, Jordan Love had all the space that he needed, and it is a Packers 1st down. So, still good work by the Broncos. It's just, it's going to be tough stopping these dudes on 4th down regardless. I mean, that's just the kind of offense that they have. So, this is going to be a really tough matchup no matter what. Let's see if we can at least hold them to 3 here as they're pretty much in scoring position. Just 6 more yards and they'll definitely be within field goal range. But I guess we've got a flag, or maybe it's a timeout. Nope, it's a false start. And that's going to be on Green Bay. That's going to bring them back 5 yards. And I think that's going to have them at about their about the Denver 48. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, Hufanga kind of got away with one there, kind of smashing Love into the ground like that, but hey, not going to be mad at that as it's 1st and 15 for the Packers. Ball is on the Denver 48. Love back in shotgun. And they got a receiver motioning around, and Love goes to him. I think that's... Oh, that's Reed. Okay, I don't know what... Okay, Meeks. I was mistaking him for Meeks because one wears 11 and the other wears 13, so I guess that's kind of an easy mistake to make. But either way, he goes to Reed on that dump-off with all the motioning around he did, and they actually do pick up about a couple of yards, maybe 3. So, actually it was just a yard. It's now 2nd and 14. Ball on the Denver 47. Love and shotgun. It's actually an empty backfield. Love gets the snap. He gets the pass off, and it is to Reed. I think he's got the first. He's reaching for the marker, but the refs are going to mark him short, which is really interesting. So I was pretty sure he reached over for that marker, but seems he didn't quite get there. Either way, 3rd and short. Ooh. I'm trying to see where that's not a first, honestly. But they're still going 3rd and 1. I don't think Matt LaFleur's looking to challenge it. He would have thrown a flag by now. And the snap is off. Toss to Jacobs, going to the left, or to the left. But he's stopped immediately in the backfield by Talanoa Hufanga. Awesome play by Hufanga to stop the run, and it's going to be 4th and 3. Are the Packers going to go for it again? Are they comfortable with McManus being in range, also in familiar grounds? And, of course, I think it would be about a 50-something yarder, so it certainly would be within his range. Or are the Packers just going to punt? Which I couldn't blame them either way, whichever way they decide to go on that. Oh, they got a man down. Okay. So we got a bit of an injury timeout. I can't really see who that is. I need to figure out what the hell I'm hearing here, because, wow, that's really weird. Like, I got my headphones connected to all my sound stuff. I can still hear it even though I don't have anything in my ears. But, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I just heard. And I'm not quite seeing what it could be. I don't really have anything else up and running like that. Yeah, that's really, really odd. I'll put the thing in a moment, but... stuff. I mean, I do have things up, but it's not like, I don't know. Either way, we're not even going to act like it's all that big a deal right now. We're actually just going to move along, and that's just what it is, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Again, injuries are a bit of a thing today. Quite a few players, not just the Chiefs, there were actually dudes on the Chargers that were coming out of the game earlier, and as I understand it, it's not just happening there. There are quite a few games where people seem to be getting hurt. Of course, I mentioned the Raiders and Eagles in the video earlier. I don't know if I mentioned during the course of the stream, but either way, obviously they've dealt with the injury of Geno Smith thanks to how beat up he got by the Broncos last week, and now of course he's out. Kenny Pickett has been in there, but of course he didn't do him any good in his return to Philadelphia. Nonetheless, yeah, injuries are definitely a thing right now, but you gotta know it's in a weird way actually working out for the Broncos, as it's Wiley. I guess that's one of their tight ends. I'm not overly familiar with him, but I'm sure that's been one of the fill-ins for Tucker Kraft, who's out for the rest of the season. But yeah, you got McManus out here now, and he's going to be going for, I'm thinking that's actually, yeah, 53-yard attempt. All right, kick is up. Ooh. It was sailing for a minute, but he managed to keep it in. So the Packers take the early lead with 7:02 left in the first quarter. And, yeah, Broncos held them to 3. I got to say, that's a very pleasant surprise given the fact that Harvey actually fumbled the ball and did so in Packers territory, but it wasn't very far into Packers territory, to the point to where they actually needed only a play or two for the Packers to get into Broncos territory. Fortunately, we kept them at bay. Of course, they went for it on 4th and got it, but still held them again, and they were only able to put up 3. So great situation for the Broncos right now, as we see Sean Payton pretty much plotting all the next stuff that's about to happen with the Broncos take offense again. But, yeah, I got to imagine RJ's going to want to clean that up. It's actually, I think, his first fumble of the season. Broncos running backs have actually been pretty good with holding on to the ball, whether it's been J.K., whether it's been R.J., Jaleel, hell, even Tyler Bidet hasn't really shown any issues with that. So we're going to hope that was just glitch in the matrix, nothing to really be concerned about, and we're going to move along as we got a really strong return. That's got to be Mims. Looks like he gets to about the 40. And yeah, that's definitely Mims, so Broncos will start on their own 40. And of course, they talk about the 10-game win streak, and it's the longest in a single season by Denver since 2012, which was actually the year before the Broncos went to Super Bowl 48. Of course, I don't need to remind other Broncos fans how that ended up. Of course, that was a day we all, well, I guess we shouldn't say we're worried about forgetting we won a couple years later, and we're in a pretty good situation now as the handoff is to McLaughlin. He actually picks up a couple going to the left, but yeah, it's been quite some time. I mean, I felt like last season there was definitely some good success for the Broncos, as the Rams and Lions are looking like they're in a bit of, or maybe the Lions are getting the better of the Rams. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I mean, it did say they were up 7-0, and they had just scored another touchdown apparently. Anyway, dump off to Troy Franklin, which he basically did the same stuff, which is pretty similar to the play that Jordan Love went to, getting that play going on their last drive the way that they did. There was some motioning around the backfield, and of course Nix dumps it off to him, and Franklin's actually able to pick up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 with 6 minutes and counting left in the first quarter. Now, this is going to be really interesting for the fact that the Broncos have been really good about clock control recently. That's going to be a very huge factor in this game today, too. Dump off is to Bidet on 3rd and 5, but he only gets a couple of yards. That's going to be short of the first down. So I guess the Broncos are going to be punting. All right, Broncos are punting. And of course, Bidet was staying out there. He's a special teamer anyway, so it makes sense that he was out there, but he was staying out there as if the rest of the offense was going to be, but that's not the case, as Crenshaw is actually back to punt. And I'm not sure if that's Romeo Doubs or another Packers receiver, but whoever it is for the Packers is back deep, ready to get the punt with 5:05 and counting in the first quarter here. And he lets it go, gets a bounce, but I'm thinking they're going to mark that at around the 10. Maybe the 11 or 12. And there's a flag down, apparently. Oh, and Stranad is down. That's not good. Hopefully that's nothing major, but the good news is the linebacking core's been really good. They are deep. The only issue is, are we going to get Drew Sanders back? Because that's going to be someone who is going to be very important for this situation being what it is, as the call is unnecessary roughness on the Packers. So I think that's going to pin them even deeper. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm not sure what that dude's name is, but he actually took a shot on Crenshaw unnecessarily. I don't know what the hell that's about or why he needed to do that, but yeah, that's going to drive the Packers a little further back. They might actually be inside their own 5-yard line with that. But either way, definitely not what you wanted to see here for the Broncos offense. They were definitely moving the ball better on the first drive up to the point of that fumble.
It has been a huge struggle so far for this guy. He just hasn't been able to get into any type of rhythm. The passing game's really been ineffective. They just haven't been able to generate explosive plays.
They are deep in their own territory, so we'll see what they're able to do with that. But yeah, kind of got to anticipate that we're going to see better from the offense as the game goes. Credit to the Packers defense, of course, because they're one of the top defenses in the league. But I feel like we should have an answer.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think
they're definitely out here with something on the line.
They're just not able to hook up.
It's really going to be anyone's game.
They've done a great job in
coverage. I don't think that either side is going to go away from it.
They get the timeout ball with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it's just, it's going to be a fight to the finish.
I really appreciate you, brother.
At least that's what I'm anticipating. Especially so long as Broncos avoid stupid turnovers.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack.
For the rest of the game.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose.
Guess we'll see how that goes.
Pass ball's incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They've never been able to
get
into a
I gotta say,
the football timing's been off, accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops.
Really significant things happening. And if you caught the video earlier, of course, talked about it. It's actually inspired by Broncos breakdown.
This one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling its way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. And
26. I think there's a really good shot at that, but at the same time, you know, I feel like Vance loves it out here. He loves his situation. I'm comfortable with things, and yeah, they're backed up pretty much. Well, they're huddling in the end zone, so they're definitely inside the 5. But in any case, yeah, just really interesting to see how that turns out, as there are going to be some coaching changes this offseason. As it's 1st and 10 on the Packers 3, handoff is to Jacobs out of the pistol. Doesn't look like he gets more than about a couple of yards. But yeah, I mean, that's just really all I know to say about that, is that there's just that chance he winds up elsewhere. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't an opportunity for us to fill the void. I feel like defensive backs coach Jim Leonard, who is a former NFL defensive back himself, I'm pretty confident in what he can do for our defense, to be perfectly honest. And there was another name that was mentioned during the Broncos breakdown video. I can't remember his name. He's our defensive line coach. I want to say Deron Kane or something like that. Ooh, there's pressure coming to the end zone. Wow! Wow, what a play. That's just a hell of a catch there. Luke Musgrave, who's their number 2 tight end. And Jordan Love's able to find him. Wow, Hufanga lost his footing. I don't think that works out as well if Hufanga doesn't lose his footing. And to be perfectly honest, Singleton should have been paying better attention to that. But either way, Green Bay gets the first down and gets out of trouble in that territorial situation. And, of course, they're going to have 1st and 10. I'm thinking that's going to be around their 20. No, that's actually their 31-yard line. Excuse me. So that was about a 28-yard pickup. Play fake to Jacobs coming out from under center, and he gets it off. He finds Romeo Doubs, who is covered by Riley Moss. Golly, I must admit, the guardian cap thing does look a little weird. I understand why people are wearing it, and I get the safety aspect of it. Hell, I actually encourage it, but damn, it looks weird as hell. It really looks weird as hell. Hell of a catch by Doubs. Moss is definitely going to have to be better there. So, couple of mishaps by the Broncos defense on this drive, but I don't think it's anything that you're going to see an awful lot of. 1st and 10, Green Bay on the Denver 43 as they hand off. Ooh, I'm not sure who that is, but it is a running back. He does pick up about 6 or 7 yards. He is slow to get up, however. That might be, yeah, that's Chris Brooks. Okay. Thought I recognized him. Yeah, Chris Brooks out there with a 6-7 yard gain, but he looks to have taken a shot, though, as he's coming off the field. Got up pretty slowly to boot. But either way, about 2nd and 3, that's going to be on the Denver 38, I believe. Oh, no, the Denver 37. 36, actually. Single back formation, Love under center, and he does fake the hot handoff. I think we got a false start. This is probably coming back. It's either an offsides or a false start. Something tells me it's a false start. Oh man, and that's not what we need to see. Surtain is on his knees, and it doesn't look good. That's the one thing we did not want to see. He's kind of tapping on his stomach area, though. Okay, so it is an offside, so they're going to actually capitalize on that. Typical Green Bay shit. But yeah, Surtain is down. I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him or what happened. They're showing the replay now. Ooh. Ooh, he took a shot from the knee to the head. Yeah, that's concussion protocol. Damn it. Damn it! Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Surtain is down. Hard to say what that's going to look like, but wow. Man. Yeah, I'm not particularly pleased seeing that. I mean, that's not a good thing at all. He just came back a couple of weeks ago against the Commanders. Oh, man. I mean, the good news is the secondary's been really, really good. Other than the Riley Moss penalties that really haven't made that much of a difference, but certainly have proven a pain in the ass. But, yeah, that's not a good thing. Hopefully it's just concussion protocol. He's able to clear it and able to get back out there, but I imagine he's going to be out for the rest of this drive. Certainly the rest of this quarter, as it's only a minute 52 left of that anyway. But, yeah, that's the last thing we wanted to see after what's already happened this year. And, yeah, Mike, I had mentioned last week when it came to this sort of stuff, it's not good because they're certainly taking their time coming back from the commercial break, which isn't overly pleasing. We got a promo for more CBS TV. I believe this is FBI, or, well, yeah, the FBI show. Obviously, I don't watch a lot of sitcom TV, so yeah, it is FBI, but don't watch a whole lot of it. He seems to be alright. He's still got his helmet on, so I'm thinking he'll be back. Fortunately, that's good. So, yeah, 1st and 10, Green Bay on the Denver 30. Love drops back, actually finds Reed across the middle. Oh, no, that's Matthew Golden, actually, who picks up at least a good 15 yards on that. Wow. Okay, so that actually was some zone. I was going to say, I know that wasn't Riley sticking him. Yeah. I guess there's a little bit of man zone going in that. I'm not real sure, but Riley's going to have to be a bit more on his toes, but it probably isn't too big a deal because Surtain's back on the field now, which is great news. Handoff. Oh, it's a play fake. He actually gets it off quick to Dobbs, who picks up about 5 or 6 yards. There is a flag down, so it may be coming back. Oh, Dobbs is leaving the field. He might not be doing so hot. Okay, yeah, it's an eligible man downfield by Green Bay, so that's going to bring him back. And it's still a first down. But, yeah, that... I'm thinking that was like an RPO type play because it was a handoff fake, which makes it look like play action. But, of course, he wound up getting the ball off to Golden. Would have been at least a 15-yard gain, but now it's 1st and 15 on the Denver 16. Love is in shotgun. Of course, he drops back. Pressure is kind of getting there. Roach is chasing him down, but Love does get away, is able to get a couple of yards, so he gets at least half of the penalty yardage back. Oh, wow. That isn't Jacobs on the field, so they're going between Brooks and I think Emmanuel Watson is the other running back. Let me double check that. As we're heading towards the end of the second quarter here. So yeah, that is the end of the first quarter. Packers are up 3-0 as they are in Denver territory on the 13 right now. Jordan Love actually 7 for 7 for 95 yards, so he's finding his reads very well. Yeah, Emmanuel Wilson, excuse me. That's the other running back. So it's looking right now like it's down to Brooks and Wilson. Let's go ahead and double check that to be on the safe side. Look over their depth chart here. Yeah, it's just Brooks and Wilson at this point. I don't know. They don't seem to have any fullbacks listed. Okay, they got Pierre Strong Jr., but I'm not even sure if he's playing. I guess you're going to want to assume for Green Bay's sake that Pierre Strong is actually active. You're going to actually hope so, because now Josh Jacobs isn't even on the depth chart. He's looking to be listed as out if I can see it. Oh no, Pierre Strong is out. Okay, never mind. So it's just going to be Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks now, if Josh Jacobs isn't able to go. That's a huge one. I figured that Josh Jacobs was going to try to give it a go. He has been dealing with some injuries, but I expected him to try to suit up and play. Same was the case with Jordan Love, as he actually did miss practice once this week, but he actually did come back during the middle of the week, and obviously he's out there now. Those were a couple of the important names. I think Christian Watson was on that injury report. Like, a lot of the more important names for the Packers were actually on that injury report. And what was funny to me about that is, sorry. Anyway, the interesting thing about that, though, is that earlier in the week when you saw said injury report, you looked at their report versus the Broncos, and wildly enough, their injury report was probably triple what the Broncos was. And I'm pretty sure everybody that was listed is in uniform today for the Broncos. I'm sure a lot of the dudes that were listed are in uniform, but not that many, as looking at their depth chart, there are an awful lot of outs. But at the same time, you know, they're going to do what they can, being the walking wounded that they are. Either way, it is now 3rd and 6 on the Denver 8. As they show us the numbers, Packers offense versus Broncos defense, and it's actually a red zone comparison. Broncos still the #1 red zone in the league at about 40% allowed success rate. 3rd and 6, Love and shotgun, and I think Jacobs was out there with him. They go to Dobbs, but Moss is there this time, and he shuts it down. Hell of a play by Riley Moss, as he daps up Surtain like, hell yeah. Yeah, great play. Great play. Ball was going right to Romeo Doubs, but Riley Moss times it perfectly and forces the breakup. As it'll be 4th and 6, I'm imagining the Packers are going to be taking their 3, as they'll take a 6-0 lead, but that's all they're going to get here is a 3, as McManus is ready for his 26-yard attempt. Okay, pardon me. I'm just putting on the headphones, the earbud, because it's weird. You know what? I think I know what it might be, but I'm not going to worry about it. Here, let me do this. I'm actually going to take this off of here for a moment. I said I'm going to take this off of here. Thank you. Jesus, Lord. And I got some cooperation on this shit. Oops. Let's get this back to work. Come on. Is there anything that will cooperate? Thank you. See, and I almost done forgot what I was looking into. Fuck. Excuse me. As I take my drink here. Oh, there was something I was about to check into here. Damn it, what the hell was I about to do? Oh my god, that's horrible. I was seriously thinking about some shit. I'm not even sure what the fuck it was. Oh, I know, because I kept hearing some shit that was probably coming from this. Let me see. Yeah, I thought so. Should have fucking known. How about that? Alright, now that's dealt with. So hopefully there will be no more of that. Let's see how this shows up now. Oh, actually even better. Let me see. Yeah, that works. I'll take it. Awesome. Alright, and we're back for the start of the second quarter. Well, we're already into the second quarter. McManus is actually kicking off after a successful field goal attempt from 26 yards, as the Packers do take the 6-0 lead. And of course, that was the day on the return. It looks like he gets to about the 25 or the 28. I wasn't quite paying attention. Wow. Of course, we go into the making of the helmets. But yeah. Oh wow, this is local stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta shout out to the Walton Penner Group. They've been putting it down for Colorado sports and pretty much whatever they can throughout the community. They've actually been a lot better than I've expected them to be, regardless of being Walmart people. As Bo Nix is getting away from trouble, he dumps it off to Harvey, who gets about 8 yards, but there is a flag down, which it may end up coming back knowing our luck. In fact, yep, holding on Denver. And he's avoid getting back down bowled over by Garrett Bowles, who actually happens to be the recipient of the flag. Oh yeah, him and Palcho were actually double teaming, and wow. Yeah, Bowles had him real gripped up there. That's a good call. Hate to say it, but that's definitely a good call. I mean, that was something in his younger days that he was really bad about getting in trouble with, but he's really cleaned that up over the years, and it's been really good this year. It's actually been rare that we've seen him get flagged like that. Nonetheless, 1st and 20, pass goes to Franklin, and he looks to pick up a good chunk of the penalty yardage. There's another flag down. There seems to be a lot of extracurricular activity going on here. Wow, unnecessary roughness. Okay, that's... Okay, Bullard. I was like, wait, that's not Javon Holland because the name looks similar. But yeah, it was actually Bullard who... wow. Yeah, they already called it down by contact, but then dude actually gets a 2-point takedown on him. Too bad it ain't wrestling, though. And we're not talking pro wrestling, we're talking about actual mat wrestling. But anyway, Denver gets the 1st and 10 on the penalty. They are on their 44 at the moment. Bo is under center. And I think Prentice just motioned from the line to the backfield. It's a toss out to Harvey. And he does actually manage to pick up a few yards before going out of bounds. Could have probably picked up a bit more than that, but again, being that close to the sideline, that kind of thing's going to happen. But yeah, seems to be a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. But yeah, hopefully Harvey's able to hold on to the ball better. I think what needs to happen is he gets to running through contact and everything. He's just got to be a little bit better ready for that. He hasn't seen a lot of that this year, as a lot of his success has been in the open field. But he also shown as maybe not so much here, but he can do things in the power run game. So, you know, can't be too mad at what we're seeing right now. 3rd and 5 right now for the Broncos as they look to be subbing him out. I'm thinking that's Bidet coming in on 3rd down. Now this is where the offense is definitely going to need to keep doing what it's been known to do in the last couple weeks. 3rd and 5. Bowen shotgun. Got a couple of backs back there with him. And he's making some adjustments. Oh, Mims is in the backfield. And he actually goes out on a route from the backfield, but Bo finds Cortland, who picks up a 1st down and a little bit more. So Broncos drive will continue as they are on the Packers 45. First time since the first drive that they've been in Green Bay territory. Wow, 56 catches, 773 yards. Didn't see how many touchdowns. I know he's got at least 4. And we got a whistle before the play. There's a flag. And somehow it's a false start. Okay, apparently Bidet moved. I didn't notice that, but whatever. It'll be 1st and 15. As they're showing recent footage from both sides. Yeah, I gotta say, Packers pass rush, to me, might be the only other pass rush that might actually rival the Broncos. I would actually put the Broncos over as they are leading the league in sacks right now. But Packers pretty damn good, and I think we just got an end around with Mims. And he definitely takes a shot. He picks up the penalty yardage and a little bit more. I'm thinking that's going to wind up being a 2nd and 7. As Mims picks up 8 on the end around. Which I expected to see that. I just wasn't sure we were going to see it quite this early. But not a bad thing that he's making that call. And of course, he took a shot, so he's on the Denver bench. But going to take a moment to gather himself, probably get looked at a bit. Ooh. Nix was looking for a quick screen dump off to Ingram, but Parsons is there. So you want to be careful of that. Of course, the line is going to do everything they can. Wow. He is holding that arm. What the fuck? All right, Darren, I don't know if you're watching, but you might be right. The refs are A little bit boo-boo right now. But either way, 3rd and 7, 10-18 left in the first half here. Nick's in the shotgun. But Day motions out, but goes right back next to Nick's to his right. Snap is off. Pressure does get there, but the pass is off, and he finds little Jordan Humphrey. That's something I neglected to mention in the video. We are without Pat Bryant today. And little Jordan Humphrey looks to be filling that void a bit here, or at least as best he can, as he picks up a huge first down there. And boy, was he butt naked. I mean, he had a linebacker right there. I think that was a dude. I'm not sure how you say his name. Like, Nick, I don't know. Either way, he was there for the stop, but he actually missed him on the coverage. Bo is rolling out on 1st and 10. There is a pass rusher there, but Nix is able to pick up about a yard or so. Excuse me just a moment as I go a bit out of the frame here. But either way, I think what we're seeing here now is what we were wanting to see from the Broncos offense. God, I love how these things I love how things love to just want to cooperate with me. But anyway, and yes, that is sarcasm, by the way. Anyway, 2nd and 9. Draw play to Harvey, and he picks up about 6 or 7. It'll be 3rd and 3. But, yeah, seeing an awful lot that you want to see for the Broncos offense here. Moving the ball as the Broncos offense is capable. And we're pretty well into Green Bay territory. It'll be 3rd and 3, as it's actually going to be on the Green Bay 20, so we're in red zone territory now. Bo gets a snap out of the shotgun, avoids pressure, dumps it off. Okay, that's Michael Bandy, who's probably activated as a result of the Pat Bryant injury, and he picks up the touchdown. So the Broncos, with the extra point, will end up taking the lead here. Michael Bandy. Seen him a couple of times this year, particularly while Marvin Mims was out for concussion protocol. Wow. Wow. What a route. Crazy thing about it, that might be all we see of Michael Bandy today, but hell of a play. That's a 20-yard pickup for the touchdown. There is a flag down after the extra point does go through. I'm sure the extra point is going to stand, but let's see what the flag is, though. Looks to be against Denver, however. I'm going to think that the Packers are going to decline it so they can get the ball. Okay, so it's after the play. Oh. Okay, so it's an unnecessary roughness or some kind of penalty on the Packers, and yeah, they're gonna have the penalty enforced on the kickoff. And as they go to commercial break, I'll go ahead and step away for a bit, and I'll be right back. back. Broncos kicking the ball off to the Packers after the touchdown, and goes out of the... Did it go out of bounds, so it's going to be an illegal procedure? Yeah, I think Lutz is going to get an illegal procedure call. Yeah, it's still dapping him up. It's like, whatever. Yeah, I guess he did kick it out of bounds. Wow. So the Packers are actually going to get field position starting on their 35 or 40. Okay, Lions now up 10-7 on the Rams. 49ers up on the Titans 14-10. Panthers up on the Saints 7-0. And it's even over in Seattle 3-3. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers at the helm for the Colts today. Really interesting stuff there. Oh yeah, Packers look to pick up some yardage. Luke Musgrave on the catch. It's actually a 7-yard gain as it is now 2nd and 3. Alright, so yeah, 2nd and 3. Love under center. I think that's Brooks back there. Nope, that's Jacobs. It's a play fake. He picks up the block and actually ends up throwing it away in the area of Reed and McMillan on the coverage. So didn't really have a whole lot there for him as pressure was really getting there quick. So good on Love to get rid of the ball quickly. Again, I mentioned in the video, he's one of those dudes that's good about getting the ball off quickly. But even the dudes in the last couple of weeks that were good about getting the ball off quickly, namely Mariota and Geno Smith, they still wound up getting got in the long run. So, yeah, kind of is what it is there. Nonetheless, 3rd and 3, ball on their 32, and pressure's coming again, but he gets it off. There's Reed. He's open again. He's going to get the first and more. He's past midfield and gets to about the Denver 45. So, bit of a coverage breakdown there, but, of course, that's kind of what you expect. I mean, yeah, he motions all the way over to the left. And, yeah, the Broncos are clearly in zone, so the Packers doing really well capitalizing on that. Yeah, motions matter a lot, really, but it is what it is. 1st and 10 on actually the Denver 39. Wow. Handoff is to Jacobs, and he's going to pick up a lot. About 8 or 9 yards. Okay, so they're limiting his pitch count, which I think is a good idea depending on what exactly is ailing him. I know it's been, I think, a knee and maybe a back issue or so. I'm not 100% on that, but he's certainly been better, I imagine, but doing his thing out there now. And we get a timeout from Green Bay. It'll be their first. Both them and Denver have 2 each for the rest of the half, which it's actually less than 6 minutes remaining in the half. But, yeah, I gotta say, all in all, really competitive defensive battle that we're getting from both sides. Neither side really getting a whole lot. You gotta kind of want to play into the hypothetical a bit when you can't help but wonder, as it seems we got a new subscriber. Welcome aboard. Thank you. We're at 150 now. That's awesome. I'll look into who you are here in a bit and give you the good shout out. But yeah, it's hard to imagine with the way that the Broncos were moving the ball on that first drive had we not had that fumble. You know, what would we have been able to manage out of that? But either way, Packers on the Denver 31, 2nd and 2. Handoff again is to Jacobs. He picks up the 1st and more and is going to get to the Denver 20. And he's getting up slowly, so gonna have to watch that. He's staying on the field. He's warning off any substitutions. He's wanting to go. He's looking like he's wanting to try to get the touchdown here. We'll see if he's able to get it with 5.5 remaining in the first half. But either way, really interesting to see. Brother BKI, right on. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including A&J. Keep up the good work on the channel. Thank you very much, Brother BKL. Definitely appreciate that. I'm guessing you're the new subscriber, so right on for that, man. Appreciate you coming through. Hopefully we can get a few more bodies in here, especially going into the second half. But either way, how's your day been going so far, man? Definitely glad to have you along. Because we got a flag down on the play. Oh, wow. And it's going to be on Tillman, illegal hands to the face, and the penalty is going to be declined. Wow. Let me see. Brother BAK Contreras, BKL Contreras, excuse me, okay. So apologies if I mixed that up. BKL Contreras, aka Sports Entertainment Guy. All right. I mean, you got a channel? Shoot me the link, man. I'll check you out, bro. Maybe we do a collab. Hand off to Jacobs, and he's powering through. He's going to get in the end zone. Wow. There are a lot of flags down. We'll see if it stands. It doesn't look like it, as I don't see a signal for a touchdown. It might be coming back. Yep, illegal shift on the offense. Take the points off the board. Wow. That's interesting. That would have been huge for Green Bay to get that score. But the points will come off the board. Oh, receivers weren't set. Okay. Musgrave was actually set, but the receivers weren't. That's interesting. Either way, 1st and goal. And that backed them up. I'm thinking they got to be on their 13. Okay, on their 15, or on the Denver 15, excuse me. Jordan Love in shotgun in an empty backfield. Dumps it off, but Musgrave is unable to hold on. Wow. Wouldn't have gained much because Hufanga was coming in a little bit hot there. But yeah, Brother BKL, shoot me the link to your channel if you can, whether it's in the chat, in the comments, or if you want to direct message me or whatever, shoot me that link. I want to come check you out here. I'll probably have to do it after the game though, but yeah, we're definitely going to come check you out here. Like I said, let's chat it up. Let's see what we can do. Maybe get a collab going here. 2nd and goal. And it looks like we're going to get another Packers timeout. That's going to be their second, which leaves them with 1 with 4 minutes, 44 seconds left in the half. And Matt LaFleur doesn't look happy about something. Not really sure what it is, but he certainly seems to be a bit dissatisfied at the moment, as he's looking to call his next play. But, yeah, and as Jim Nance is talking about, a lot of really important matchups today. Buffalo, as I had expected, ended up beating the Patriots out in Foxborough, returned the favor for what the Patriots did back in Orchard Park. I want to say that was week 3 or 5, but either way, they got their revenge and even the series, and should the Patriots lose another game, I imagine the Bills will actually end up taking the lead in that NFC East. Unfortunately, is quite all right until it's getting snowing out there. Okay, flag is down. Love was looking for Dobbs, but Sertan was there, so that was pretty much a no-go anyway. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, you in the Bronx? Wow, okay. Wow. Are you a Bronx native, or have you been living out there for a bit? What's good on that? And yeah, I imagine y'all are getting hit pretty good with the snow and everything. I mean, y'all get that weather. Believe me, I know. I've lived on the East Coast before, especially close to that upper East Coast. That shit ain't no joke, regardless. But yeah, hopefully everything's going well for you aside from that, though. But you close to Yankee Stadium. That's got to be pretty dope. Do you go to a lot of the games or anything? All right, 3rd and goal. Jordan Love in shotgun. He's taking a shot. He goes for Jacobs. He comes down with it. Greenlaw was really covering the shit out of him, but even better play by Jacobs. So he ends up getting his touchdown regardless. Hell of a play. 15-yard pass from Jordan Love to Josh Jacobs. Lays it in there perfectly. And there really wasn't a whole lot that Greenlaw could do. Wow. What a throw and catch. Fantastic play. So the Packers get points on the board regardless. What a play. I mean, I can't take anything away from them on that. That was a great play. Wow. Hold on, I gotta catch this text from Darren here. Wow. Are they reviewing it? That's kind of wild if they are. I feel like they're actually gonna get the score. So it's probably just really formality here, but nonetheless, okay. So what? That game was nonsense. You were going to win. You're not wrong, man. If you're watching, you're not wrong. You know from the east side, from Hall State as native NYC plus. Oh, okay. No, not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. Definitely have nothing against any of the New York teams. Not particularly a fan myself, but certainly not going to hate on the Yankees. Not going to hate on the Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, if you care about the Nets at all. I know they came in from Jersey, but that's a whole other thing in and of itself. And then, of course, there's the Rangers and Islanders. I'm not sure if you're a hockey guy at all. I'm not so much. I dabble a little bit here and there, but not so much. But right on, though. Okay, that's dope. Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, pretty sure outside of maybe the Knicks, life has got to be treating you, or it could be treating you a little bit better, but, you know. I mean, believe me when I tell you, I know what it's like. We definitely been there before, so yeah, pretty much anything I know to say on that. But again, right on for coming through. Appreciate you coming through, especially with the sub, though. That's definitely huge. Dang, so I did notice that you mentioned the sports entertainment thing. Tell me a little bit more about yourself on that note. I imagine, again, you gotta have a channel. Correct me if I'm wrong on that along the way as well. Again, let's do the collab if you do, man. Would love to get down. Oh, Zach Tom going into the blue tent. That can't be good for the Packers. Wow, his second touchdown reception. I'm thinking that was of the season. I don't know. Either way, McManus gets the extra point with 4.5 left in the first half. But, yeah, along with that, man, I really got to ask you there. What were you thinking about last night? Did they do Cena wrong? I mean, was DC justified in booing the shit out of Trips? Let me know what you're thinking on that, because, yeah, I got some thoughts I want to break down on that. I, of course, talked about, you know, watching that last night in the video right after the show was over. But, yeah, I mean, love to hear what you think about that, because, yet again, folks is shitting on WWE, which is really, really wild right now. But, nevertheless, 13-7 is the Green Bay lead, again with 4:29 left in the half. Yeah, that was just a really good route ran by Jacobs. I mean, as well covered as that was by Greenlaw, it was an even better throw. I mean, you're only going to be able to do so much about that. Hat's got to go off to the Packers for that. Great play, even for Jacobs, who again is battling injury right now. And I can't imagine he's having a hell of a lot of fun right now, other than the fact that he did get the one Green Bay touchdown of the game. But he's in a battle right now, as the kickoff is off. And I believe that's Mim that gets it. Oh, no, it's Bidet. And he's going to get across the 25, but will only get to about the 28. But, yeah, I mean, personally for me, as far as Cena's final match, it's really, really interesting because a lot of people were calling for Cena to win. I was actually anticipating he wasn't, which he didn't. It looked pretty good for a second, like they were going to actually have him win that match, but then comes the baby tap, if you will. It was kind of weird seeing him tap, and of course, again, he gave the baby tap, but here's what it is. Nonetheless, handoff to Harvey, and he is going to eat. He's getting about 8 or 9 yards there. But, yeah, hell of a run by Harvey to start the drive. But, yeah, let me see. This channel is all about sports, as become the Sports Entertainer family. Okay. Sports Entertainment Guy, create podcast, only just future. As Sutton picks up a huge first down. Okay, well, again, BKL, hit me up at some point. Let's talk about it. I'd love to get to know you a bit, and hopefully we can get a collab. If we can share info, Twitter, email, whatever we got to do, whatever works for you, let me know. Let me know. I'd love to get down. But anyway, hell of a play by Sutton there. Picks up a huge first down, and now they are on the Packer 22. And he goes to court again, picks up about 4 or 5 yards this time. And is taken down by Nixon there, I believe is the one on the tackle. But, yeah, Broncos responding very well to the Green Bay touchdown on this drive so far with 3 minutes and counting. Man. 2nd and 5. Kind of a play fake. That was dangerous. But he gets it to Franklin, and he gets the first down and a bit more. What a play! Holy shit! Oh my God, that was dangerous. I don't know who it was there. I think they said it was... Wow! He was coming in hot, and he should have had 6. Wow! Great play. Oh, was he down? Oh! He wasn't down! Are they going to indicate that it's a touchdown? Hold on a moment, y'all. Okay, it's a timeout, but I don't know if they're... Oh, wow, so they ruled him down at the 7, but that's a bad call. There was no shot he was actually down there. Wow, that's insane. But not as insane as how dangerous that throw was. I'm trying to get a look at who that DB is. Hold on a moment. Let me see. Wow. That could have been a pick 6 like a motherfucker. I don't know how it wasn't, but Bo got it in there. Just bulleted it to Franklin. I formation, handoff is to Harvey, and he is powering through for about 4 or 5 yards. I want to take a look at who this DB is. Okay, Carrington Ballantyne. That dude legit should have had a pick 6 there with the way that ball was thrown, and he came in hot as hell. Like, that probably could have been a pick six. But somehow, Bo got it into Troy Franklin with enough zip to where it was just too late for him to really make that move. And again, Franklin got the first down, probably should have got the touchdown for that matter, but it is what it is. That being said, of course, man, I'm just, wow. That was crazy seeing that shit just now. But, wow. Man, yeah, that was like kind of, that was just a little bit scary there. I just don't know another way to say it. I mean, that could have really been a pretty bad blow dealt to the Broncos there, but fortunately we got first and goal and we're on their 5-yard line, or actually second and goal, excuse me, as we are on their 5. But man, crazy shit, really, really crazy. Man, wow. This update. Dude, what the shit? Wow, I swear I love how this thing's weird, but anyway. Well, anyway, as I was, if I can try to gain any of the thought I had before that crazy ass play just now, yeah, even though we're coming back from commercial break for the 2-minute warning, but yeah, honestly, it's just a little weird to think about with how all of that went, and just the way that, you know, a lot of things have been treated when it comes to the WWE product recently. It's just kind of wild, you know, but that's something I'll talk about in an upcoming video. Yeah, that's really all I know to say about that, but either way, we're back from the 2-minute break, 2nd and 5, Denver with a 2nd and goal. Nick's in the shotgun. I'm thinking that's Harvey motioning out, and he's going to motion back to Bo's left. Ball is snapped. He's heading out in a route. He goes that way, but it's to little Jordan Humphrey for the 5-yard touchdown. Broncos will take back the lead with the extra point. Yeah, he's coming up pretty damn big in place of Pat Bryant. Michael Bandy must be fulfilling the role that he's normally known for, being a blocking receiver, doing a lot of the dirty work, specifically in the run game. But of course, Bandy has a touchdown of his own today. So both of the not-so-higher-end Bronco receivers coming through with Bronco touchdowns today, as again, Broncos take the lead on the extra point. It is 14-13 with 1:56 left to go in the half. So, yeah. If the Broncos are moving the ball like this, it's advantage Broncos, because really and truly I can't see a scenario where, you know, the Packers are going to want to make it a shooting matchup. First and foremost, with the way that the defense is playing, the likelihood of it being a shootout, and this is actually true for both sides, really. With the way the defenses are playing right now, I don't think I expect there to be that much of a shootout, if I'm being perfectly honest. But, in that same vein, who knows? I mean, crazier things have happened. We ended up getting quite the shootout back in, I believe it was week 6 against the Giants out here. So, we'll see how it goes. At least now we're not having to fight from frickin' 2-score deficit or anything like that. So, really good situation right now if you're a Broncos fan. But either way, Broncos out to a 14-13 lead now. But yeah, really huge for the Broncos to come away with this win today, not only just to maintain the 11-game winning streak, which is easily going to be the longest in the league right now, but of course, on top of remaining number one in the AFC, it's just important because all the remaining games, which include Jacksonville, Kansas City, and the Chargers, all in that order, Kansas City being the one road game, and of course, as Darren mentioned, you know, I'm counting on those being wins, unless something incredibly disastrous happens, knock on wood, so it doesn't, God forbid, and all that. But in the event that something should happen, at least the Broncos have been playing well enough to keep the momentum going, and I imagine they're going to wind up winning out going into the playoffs, unless, of course, they wind up locking down the division early, and perhaps they allow the Chargers to get the season-ending sweep. But hard to say how that's going to work out at this point right now. Still a few more games after this, but nonetheless, Broncos are about to kick the ball off to the Packers, who will be getting the ball back at halftime, as the Broncos did get the ball first to start the game. Lutz with the kickoff, and he seems to be keeping it out of bounds. In fact, it's not even in the field of play. Wow! That's not good at all. He bobbles it on the goal line and will only get to the 13. Maybe the 14. Wow, what are you thinking, dude? And that's our old special teams coordinator. He's not too happy about that. Trying to remember his name right now, but yeah, he's not happy. And wow, Rivers to Downs, and they're up 13-3 on the Seahawks in Seattle. How about that shit? Wow. Crazy shit right there. Yeah, the grandpa. The old Gramps. Doing the damn thing out in Seattle for Indy. Anyway, 1st and 10. Packers on their 14. Lovin shotgun, and he actually gets it to Christian Watson across the middle. Gets to about the 33, so a good pickup there as they're going to move with tempo now. And yeah, definitely something the Packers are going to need to do to keep within the game, even though, again, they do get the ball back in the second half. So even if they don't score, it's not entirely bad news for them. And he finds Musgrave this time, who actually gets to the 50. And there's a flag. It's roughing the passer on Denver, so they're going to add to that. Wow. Zach Allen getting flagged for the penalty. Yeah, he did go low on him. That's going to get flagged every time. Yeah, first time they've been held without a sack. That's remarkable. But they do have a really damn good O-line out in Green Bay. Excuse me for that just now. 1st and 10. Green Bay on the Denver 36. And wow. How'd he get that to Musgrave cleanly? Cooper was right there and probably should have picked it. Wow. 2nd and 7. Green Bay on the Denver 33 right now. Minute and counting. Handoff. That's actually Chris Brooks, and he gets stuffed and knocked on his ass. No, that's actually Wilson. Excuse me. Yeah, handoff out of shotgun. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think they could have went a different direction, as there's 35 seconds left in counting. 3rd and 6. Packers on the Denver 32. Love and shotgun looking to make adjustments on the line. They highlight Benito as he's likely coming in hot. And he is. Doesn't quite get there. He gets it off to Dobbs, does Love, and he picks up the first down. And Green Bay is going to get the timeout here. So they're in a good situation here. Could actually go into the halftime with the lead. Okay, Zach Tom questionable to return with a right knee injury. That probably isn't going to be good in the long run. Wow, okay. Stranad questionable for the rest of the game. Okay, and then Mims dealing with came out of concussion protocol, but dealing with a stinger apparently. So we'll see what that means for him in the second half. But right now we got 1st and 10, Green Bay on the Denver 22. Jordan Love again with shotgun. I'm thinking that's Brooks to his left. Gets it off to Brooks. And he looks like he picks up about 4 or 5 yards, stops the clock getting out of bounds with 10 seconds left. It'll be 2nd and 4. So let's see what they're able to do here. This could be really huge for them because I said before, they get the ball back to start the second half. So yeah, I'm thinking Vance is definitely going to need to make some adjustments. Definitely better coverage up the middle because they're finding some success that way. Love in the shotgun, 2nd and 4, gets the snap. And Benato's getting there, but he gets it off. But it's actually a bit overshot, and McManus is actually going to go for his 3rd field goal for the Packers to take the lead with 5 seconds left. So McManus, who's going to get about where he was at earlier, it's going to be roughly around 30 yards. Okay, 24, so it's a little bit inside. The original extra point, in fact. So 3rd and 4. Kick is up and good. So Packers go into the half with a 2-point lead. The count is 16-14 Green Bay. Although there is 2 seconds left, but obviously it's going to be a formality. Denver's going to kneel it, clock it, or maybe they kick it in the field of play so that the clock does run out. But yeah, either way, Packers do take the lead. It is 16-14 right now with a couple seconds left, but we'll pretty much call it halftime for all intents and purposes. But pretty much, I think, what we all expected in this battle. Definitely very competitive, very gritty, hard-nosed. I guess you could call it a defensive struggle. Maybe not so much because both offenses are doing an awful lot of really good things right now. But either way, it's pretty much the matchup I think we were all expecting. And I said this in my video earlier, this is likely, perhaps, potential Super Bowl preview. So, either way, Packers with the kickoff, and it does go into the end zone. And they're going to return it just to run out the clock. And Bidet only gets to about the 23 to close out the first half. So, again, Packers with a 16-14 lead going into halftime. And they are going to get the ball to start the second half. Hopefully the Broncos are going to find a way to be able to make the adjustments, force him into a quick 3 and out, or at least keep them from getting into scoring range. Even if they do, hopefully we'll keep them to about 3 points on that. So that way the next Broncos touchdown ends up taking the lead. But either way, we're going into halftime. I'm going to go ahead and take my intermission break, so I will see y'all for the second half. Well, okay, not only am I late coming back, but apparently the Packers managed to get a quick touchdown in. So, yeah, they're up 23-14, but I will be right back down here in a bit. I'm just getting the salad together right now, so hopefully y'all can excuse me on that. I'd definitely be right back. Alright, I'm back. It seems as though the Broncos stalled out on offense as the Packers have the ball again, as it is 23-14. I'm going to remain with this screen up for the time being while I'm eating, because I don't quite want to eat in front of y'all. I mean, I guess we'll bring it back. Fuck it. Who cares? So, yeah. Really unfortunate stuff here, as it seems we're still in the commercial break at the moment, but yeah, not liking that. Not liking the way the second half is starting at all if this is the case. Broncos already allow a touchdown to start the second half, and then of course they don't respond with a score of their own from the looks of it. I mean, not a good thing at all. Wow. Because I'm losing a lot of shit here. I want to be. so I guess we're coming back from the commercial break right now. Get my side all nice and mixed here. Well, actually, let me step away very briefly one last time. Really be right back. Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, shit. Did PS2 just get a pick? They got a Packer down, which ain't good for them, but... Oh, wow. That's Watson. And, yeah. I'm thinking that's got to be his first pick of the season. Pat Surtain coming up big with the INT. Ooh, he kind of landed on Watson a bit there, and he does kind of hit his head on the turf. So I can understand that he's still down, but definitely what I was expecting. At some point, there was going to be a turnover forced. Wow, he had a lot of heat. Wazarike actually got the hit on him. And I'm guessing that's Watson that's got to be down still. He's really down. Matt LaFleur and others are out there checking on him. They might be carting him off or helping him off the field or something. It does not look good, and if that's Watson, he's going to be out of the game, and that's huge, as that's literally their #1 receiver. Wow. Hell of a turn of events, man. Crazy. Of course, I gotta be petty with this shit. And you know what? We really getting petty with it. Let them memes fly, baby. Let them fly. Hell yeah. Man, what a wonderful thing. Let's see if we're back from break real quick, just so that I'm not playing that too dangerously. Okay, yeah, I think there's still commercials. I think, wow. Isn't that the Moana thing? That's interesting. Alright, well, anyway. Let me see here. Gained a subscriber but lost a follower on Twitter. That's funny how that works. But whatever. Oh, shit. Remember when I last texted that? Fuck, whatever. Anyway. Alright, so I'm imagining we're back by now. Yep. Wow, 2nd and 7. Bo dropping back, avoiding pressure. Holy shit, and is he really having to avoid it? Rolling out, he actually gets a throw off and finds little Jordan Humphrey. They're at midfield and beyond as they actually get to the Green Bay 45. Wow. I mean, LJH is getting to be a bit of a go-to for Bo here in this game, in the absence of Pat Bryant today, having himself a hell of a day so far. That's got to be at least 3 catches, and I'm thinking that's at least 50 some odd yards with the touchdown. It's 1st and 10, Broncos on the Green Bay 46. Bo dropping back, avoiding pressure again. They've been pretty good at getting pressure in there. And of course he dumps it off to Franklin, who picks up the first and a little bit more. Wow, what an improvisation. Very Mahomes-like there of Bo Nix picking up the first down. Wow. Yeah, Packers are definitely gonna try to keep pushing, but gotta remember, bro, we gonna be pushing back here. We gonna be pushing back. Anyway, hell of a play. Like, that's the second time he's gotten an awesome play to Franklin like that. I gotta imagine Franklin's due for a touchdown here sooner or later. Pitch is to Harvey to the outside, and he's gonna pick up about 4 yards. Wow. Yeah, again, as long as the Broncos offense is moving the ball like this, it's just going to end up working out in Denver's favor one way or another. So we'll see how long Green Bay's able to keep that going. They did come through with the interception by Patrick Surtain, but either way, they are still up by 9 right now. However, the Broncos are driving and getting pretty deep into Green Bay territory. It is 2nd and 7 on the Green Bay 25. Nixon shotgun gets a snap, gets it off quick. Has Mims, who it's good to see he's out there, picks up the first down and a few more. So I got to imagine this is going to be some kind of a score for the Broncos one way or another. I mean, again, they're moving the ball very, very well. And on the drives that they are doing so, they're almost impossible to stop. Harvey picking up a couple of yards on that. I think that was a bit of a delay handoff. Might have been a read option or something, but either way, it'll be 2nd and 8 with about 9.5 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And pardon me, I am going to eat in front of y'all with this salad that I just came through with. All right, 2nd and 8, Bo in the shotgun. And he's sailing it over to Cortland, and it's a touchdown. Yep, Cortland Sutton with the touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass for Bo Nix today. 1st touchdown catch for Cortland Sutton in quite some time, actually. I'm thinking, God. Okay, this is the 1st touchdown in anything other than the 2nd quarter. I'm going to have to look at how many touchdowns he has total, but he does bring the Broncos within 2, 1 with the extra point. Let's actually take a look at that. Cortland Sutton. 5 catches for 71 yards. I didn't even realize he was doing that much. So he actually has 5 touchdowns on the year, including that one. Let me see. Yeah, he actually, the last touchdown he actually scored, was that game coming back from the bye out in Washington. So we got a touchdown in that game. The last time before that was actually out in Houston. I'm pretty sure that was week 10, if I recall correctly. But either way, Cortland Sutton with his 5th touchdown of the season. Let me see. I'm going to try to see if we can see all this real quick here. At least there should be a game-to-game thing here for that. Yeah. So, either way. Oh, I guess it was within one because of the extra point. I don't know why I was thinking they were going to be going to 22-23, but either way, it's 23-21 Green Bay right now. And they will get the ball back here after the break here with the Broncos having scored. But, man, this is kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. Green Bay has to be careful not to commit too many turnovers because that's going to be something where the Broncos end up making them pay. And the fact that it was Surtain on that one, that's probably going to make it to where chance the floodgates may open. We'll see here. We'll see how the Packers are able to respond off of this, as they've actually done pretty well for the most part, but right now they are really nursing a 2-point lead. All right. 15 for 18, 185 yards with 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Broncos have to win this today. There's just no excuse. All right. Wow. Wilson gets out to about the 32. Not a bad return there. Chest injury. That's right, came back from the ACL. Oh, he's clutching it heavy. We'll see if he's able to come back. I don't know if it looks good for that. Either way, Packers with the ball 1st and 10 on their own 32. All right, they hand it off to Jacobs, but he's stuffed in the backfield. Benito is there. Gets him by the ankle, I think. Someone else was there too, but Benito got him the way they needed, brought him down, and now it's going to be 2nd and long. 2nd and 13 to be more specific. They've been driven back to their own 29. Wow, Love making a lot of adjustments on the line. He sees something coming. There's a flag out, false start. That's going to drive him back 5 more yards. So it's about to be 2nd and 18 on their their 24. So we're going to see if the Broncos don't mess around and force a 3 and out. Yeah. And all them adjustments he was trying to make there, but wound up going to shit real quick. 2nd and 18. Again, ball on their 24. Ooh, they try to get someone to jump, but they know better. Yep. And here comes pressure, but he gets it off. That's Jacobs, who actually picks up about 4 or 5 yards. So they get most of that penalty yardage back. Still 3rd and 12. Jacobs does come off the field for 3rd down. So going to be interesting to see what the Packers cook up here. 3rd and 12. On the Packer 29. Uh-oh, pressure's coming in. And how did he get away from that? Wow. He's going to get the 1st down and more, and he gets to about the Denver 45. Wow. That's a problem. He really doesn't. All things considered, Jordan Love is not, well, he's scrambling capable, but he's not a prototypical scrambler. But Boy can move. The boy can move. Make no mistake about it. Yeah, they had a really good block. If they didn't get that, I don't think they spring for as much as they do. 1st and 10 on the Denver 47. And he gets the throw off, but it's incomplete. P.J. Locke on the coverage. The intended receiver was Luke Musgrave. Yeah. If he'd have had his other hand ready, that's a pick. So if they could force another turnover, that'd be great. I'm guessing Brandon Jones must be out because P.J. Locke seems to be in there quite a bit. They go for the run, but the Broncos are ready. Malcolm Roach leading the charge. Wow. And now it's Jacobs stopping them in the backfield again. They're starting to key in on them here. We'll see if they're able to move the ball the same with that being the case. 3rd and 10. And a huge one at that. They have been really good on 3rd down. Best offensive team on 3rd down in the league going against the best defensive team on 3rd down. Pressure is coming, and he's going down. Love is going down. I see Tillman. I see Singleton. I want to say Cooper was there, but either way, Jordan Love does go down with a sack. And it is 4th and 20. The Packers are going to be forced to punt. As again, they are nursing a 2-point lead. This is what you didn't want if you're a Green Bay fan. Oh, Jonah Ellis, okay. Singleton was the one that came out of the pile, but him and Ellis were the ones to get there. And, of course, Devondre Tillman was in the area. As the punt is off, Mims is going to let it go, and it gets right into the end zone. So the Broncos will start on their own 20. There is a flag down, however. And it's a holding on the Packers. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely set up for the Broncos to take the win here. I mean, there's still an awful lot of football left, 4:51 in the 3rd quarter to be exact. But, yeah. Really interesting situation we've got going right now. Man, again, this is all pretty much to be expected here. I'm pretty sure this was billed and anticipated to be a potential preview of what the Super Bowl is going to look like. And right now, all things considered, Rams doing their thing. I'm thinking they won today. Let me see here. Because I wasn't quite seeing. Oh no, they actually are up on Detroit right now, 27-24 in the 3rd quarter. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left there. Panthers up on the Saints 17-0, 11:47 left in the game. Let's see. Niners up big on the Titans, 31-10, 2:07 left in the 3rd quarter there. Of course, Houston with a victory over Arizona, 40-20. And let's see, some of those other games. Of course, the Chargers come through to Arrowhead and actually get the win on the road as they sweep the Chiefs. Buffalo gets, again, their revenge on the New England Patriots out in Foxborough. 35-31 is the count there. Excuse me. Ravens run roughshod on the Cincinnati Bengals. Final is 24-0 there. And then, of course, the Jaguars beating up on the Jets 48-20. And, excuse me. Wow, Chicago really put it on the Browns 31-3. And then, of course, the Commanders edging out the Giants by 8 with a final of 29-21. And, of course, the Raiders getting blanked by the Eagles out in Philly 31-0. And as I mentioned before, the Falcons beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa 29-28 on Thursday night. With handoff to Harvey doesn't go very far, but we actually still have yet to come tonight. The Vikings going in to Dallas to take on the Cowboys for Sunday Night Football, and tomorrow night's Monday night matchup featuring the Dolphins and the Steelers. Going to be interesting to see how they hold up with the Ravens winning today, and that division pretty much hanging in the balance. But either way, 2nd and 13 for the Broncos here, 4:15 left in the third. Bo gets the snap, scrambles out of pressure, and is going to get the ball off, almost gets picked. McKinney actually makes a really good break on the ball, but is unable to hold on. Really good break for the Broncos there, as it'll be 3rd and 13. Wow. Parsons kind of getting low-key manhandled, but he's still finding ways to get there. But, wow. Yeah, he should have picked that shit. Excuse me. Sorry y'all are seeing that, but nonetheless, 3rd and 13. Broncos with it now on still their 27. And he's taking the shot. Wow, Ingram gets it. And I think he's getting the first. Wow, what a play. What a play. They're marking it short. They are on their own 39 with it. I don't know how that's not a first down. Okay, I guess he's down just short of the marker. That angle really shows it right there, but either way. Wow, Frank Crum coming in as an eligible receiver. They going for a sneak here? I'm smelling a sneak. Oh, they tried to get him to jump, but they didn't. Oh, timeout Green Bay. Wow. Yeah, that could be critical right now. With just 3:17 left in the third quarter, I mean, timeouts, especially in these kind of situations, are going to prove precious. And I can't imagine that's going to be good. Yeah, Broncos have the number 1 seed regardless of what happens here. But with the way things are, and hey, let's see what happens here on 4th and 1, and then I'll go further into that point. It's a sneak, yep, and he gets it. He gets it. It was almost too easy. But the point I was trying to make here is, even in the scenario that the Broncos lose today, again, they do keep number 1 seed. And I'm going to imagine there's probably going to be a game where the Patriots get knocked off again. And even if they don't, all the Broncos have to do is win out, and it's pretty much locked up 1 seed, first round bye. And that's really good for the Broncos, because that just ensures everyone, if not most. Oh, that was dangerous. Damn. McKinney is not to be played with. Xavier McKinney is not to be fucking played with. I just want to make sure I get that out there. But anyway, wow. He had Mims, but McKinney's too close. He shouldn't have took that shot. He shouldn't have took that shot, and if he did, he should have hit him right there. He should have hit him a lot quicker on that. That was dangerous, and he knows it. But, yeah, win or lose, Broncos still have the #1 seed. I feel like with the way things are going, the Broncos don't even have to score on this drive. And things still are working in their favor for obvious reasons, as Nix finds Franklin for the first down and a bit more. What a throw and catch. Hell of a play. But the reason I say that is the Broncos have rattled off, what is it? I think 5 or 6 fourth quarter comebacks this year. So Green Bay can have the lead going in the fourth quarter all they want to. That's still advantage Denver. But nonetheless, I'm thinking the Broncos are well on their way to scoring 1st and 10. Ball is going to go to Harvey. He's going to pick up about 8 or 9 yards on a carry. But yeah, I feel like the Broncos are taking the lead one way or another on this drive. They're very much dangerously getting into field goal range. So, yeah. And even in the event that the Packers find a quick touchdown on their end, getting the ball back once the Broncos do score, they could take the lead in the fourth quarter. But again, you're setting yourself up to be in danger of getting a fourth quarter comeback completed on you. As Harvey runs it up the middle for the first down and more, that's an angry run candidate if I've ever seen one. That has to be an angry run candidate right there. Golly, he was moving these dudes. Hell, even Walker's having trouble getting up, and he's actually signaling for a substitution. Did they call another timeout? There might be another injury timeout, and if they charge that against Green Bay, that's Quay Walker right there. If they charge them with another timeout, that's going to leave them with 1 timeout for the rest of the game. Wow, and even Harvey's going to the sideline. Ooh. Yeah, he didn't land very well on his back, but apparently Harvey didn't do too well with that either, as he had to go to the bench. I'm imagining it's either McLaughlin or Bidet that's in there right now. I would say likely McLaughlin, as it is first down. Wow. And he gets it actually to Mims out of the backfield, and he gets the first down and more, as the Broncos are at the Green Bay 18-17 yard line. Yeah, Broncos take the lead either way, and Parsons is favoring his knee. Parsons is down and favoring his knee. That can't be good. They got his helmet off. Oh no. Oh my God. He is in some serious pain. He is in serious pain. I said before today has seen an awful lot of injuries throughout the NFL. And they're definitely... Ooh! Oh, damn. Wow. Oh, he comes up so awkward there. Oh, that's an ACL or an MCL, one of those. But one of them is fucked. Whichever one of those ligaments it is, I think that's GG's. I think Parsons is done. With the way he's favoring it, and again, Packers are out. Packers staff is out there, including Matt LaFleur. Wow. Yeah, not good if you're a Packers fan today. And again, the Broncos are about to take the lead one way or another here. There's just no way around it. Barring a horrible penalty, knock on wood, God forbid, and all that. But, yeah, that's critical right there. I'm just checking this. Yeah, it's just this. Okay, I see now. So this man must be finishing up. Right on. Imagine Bart Simpson actually smoking a cigarette by the fireplace. That's crazy. Anyway. Yeah, excuse me there on that again. Man, this is going to be interesting to see what winds up happening here with Parsons hurt. I can't see that being good for the Packers. And I can't imagine their pass rush working the same without him. They just had Quay Walker go out with an injury. We'll see if he's able to come back. I don't think it's all that big of a thing because even though he did have people walking with him, he was walking off mostly on his own power. But we're going to find out here in a moment. Injuries, especially at this time of year, couldn't be more critical. Okay, he's getting helped off the field, like, not by much, but he's certainly limping. Yeah, he's limping. He might be done for the rest of the game. Wow, just that step right there. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Damn. Yeah, Sertan came up to dap him up. Stay up, brother. Stay up. But yeah, man, unfortunate. Shout out to Micah Parsons. Hope you get better. But yeah, 1st and 10. Broncos with the ball on the 18, and I guess we're gonna get a false start. Wow. McGlinchey jumped. Okay. Yeah, wow. Packers are having to deal with some injuries. Again, you got Jacobs playing a bit compromised right now. I know he got dinged up again on one of their recent drives. Not sure how that's looking. Haven't heard much about him. But with Micah Parsons out, that's bad. And, of course, clock is ticking down. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Bowen shotgun. 1st and 15. Franklin motioning out to the left. And he actually has to get rid of it as pressure's there. Dumps it off to Ingram as he actually throws it at his feet. It'll be incomplete with 6 seconds left. 2nd and 15 left in the third quarter. Or 2nd and 15 with 6 seconds left in the third quarter. So yeah, even if the Broncos don't score here, you're getting set up for a fourth quarter comeback. I'm just telling y'all right now, that's literally what's about to happen here. All right, 2nd and 15. Franklin motioning to the left again. Nix gets it off and finds Franklin for the touchdown. So the Broncos will take the lead going into the fourth quarter. Wow. Broncos hit for Nix to Franklin touchdown. And boy, what a dot it was. That was a dot, actually. And that's 4 touchdowns on the day for Bo Nix, by the way. Oh, yeah, he saw that shit. Yeah, that was beautifully done. Beautiful route by Franklin, but even better by Bo to find him the way he did. And they're going for 2. Wow. They're going to take a 2 field goal lead if they get this. Even if they don't get it, a field goal makes it a full touchdown game. Provided they keep the Packers from scoring, of course. But I mentioned before, wow, 4 or 5 on 2-point conversions this season. This might be a foregone conclusion. Heavy I formation. And the pitch is to Harvey, but I don't think he's going to get there. Yeah. Packers had that snuffed out. RJ would have had to have pulled some real-ass MJ-type shit just to be able to get in the end zone for that 2-pointer. But not a big deal. Of course, again, Broncos are up 4 points. And provided that the Broncos get the stop on this next Packers drive, they could just get a field goal and it's still a touchdown difference. But either way, Broncos do take the lead going into the fourth quarter, as it is 27-23. Last 15 minutes. Those of you that are still in the chat, I need your fours in the chat right now. Fourth quarter, if you want to do numbers, whatever you want to do, let's get that shit going right now. Man, hell of a game, though, I gotta say. I mean, I think just as a sports fan in general, never mind being a football fan, whether you root for the Packers, the Broncos, or whoever your team is, this is the kind of matchup you want to see, and it's been a hell of a battle so far. So I think that just as fans alone, we're getting our money's worth today. Okay. Ramos, I believe. Yep. Of course, that's us in Denver getting our local ads and everything. I don't know if y'all are seeing it wherever y'all are, especially you BKL. I don't know if you saw that. But, yeah, those are the commercials we get out here. I'm imagining you got different shit, though. But either way, man, hell of a game so far. Anyway. Well, it's time, y'all. It's fourth quarter time. Let's see what happens here. We got it real back and forth right now. Broncos are up, but the Packers have been playing them very, very tough today, as you would expect them to, being one of the top two teams in the NFC alongside the LA Rams, who, if the Rams do find a way to lose to the Lions here, which they are currently up by 10 with roughly 12.5 left in the game, Green Bay would actually take first place, but it's looking like the Rams might actually look to hold on here. Again, there's an awful lot of football left out in LA, and Detroit's come back from worse deficits before. So we'll see how that one goes. But in the meantime, between time, they got a bit of their work cut out for him out here in Denver, as they are down 4 points. They're actually about to get the ball to start the fourth quarter, much like they started the second half. And we'll see what they're able to do with it. But to me right now, the momentum is definitely in favor of the Broncos. Romo even just said the stadium's shaking, which I don't doubt it is. First and 10, loving the shotgun. We got a receiver motioning to the left. It is a handoff, and I think that's Jacobs. Oh, goodness, he took a shot, though, by Greenlaw, even though Jacobs gains about 7 or 8 yards. But, man, did he take a shot. Wow! Damn. No helmet to helmet or nothing, just clean shit. And he's smiling at it, too. He's smiling. That's a warrior for you. Even though he's a former Raider, I got all the respect in the world for Josh Jacobs, fellow Blasian, by the way, as he actually picks up the first down and a little bit more, gets to about the 50-yard line. But, yeah. Good to see if you're a Packers fan, even though he is coming off the field now, but he's doing so a little tender. I mean, he's been a warrior today, and they need him to be, but we'll see how much that holds up. First and 10 out about the 50-yard line, 13:50 and counting left in the game. Single back formation, Wilson in the backfield. Ooh, they go end around. It's Melton, but he only gets to the line of scrimmage at best. Jaquan McMillan with the stop. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Broncos are hitting the shit out of dudes right now. And Packers been getting in some hits, don't get it twisted, but man, they're really laying into each other, bottom line. 2nd and 10. Jordan in a bit of a pistol. And Love does get the ball over, I think that's Wicks, excuse me. I don't know why I've been calling him Meeks, but Wicks gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 4 as they are across midfield. All right, 3rd and 4. Broncos fans is really making noise right now. Let's see what we get here. Broncos are showing some pressure, or showing blitz. Yep, they got 5 coming through. Wow, he goes to Golden and gets him. McMillan on the covers. That's just a great play by Green Bay. Wow. Great play. Great throw and catch. Awesome fade route by Matthew Golden and just times it perfectly. And Jordan Love just makes an excellent throw. Great play by the Packers on that one. Wow. And he barely got it off before really getting hit, too. Nonetheless, 1st and 10 on the Denver 18. And they give to Jacobs, but he's stuffed again. I mean, Jacobs has actually been able to manage to gash the Broncos here and there, but the Broncos have largely been ready for the most part. He's not having an overly great deal of success. He did actually get that go-ahead touchdown earlier in the first half, but he hasn't been overly impactful. 2nd and 11, ball on the Denver 19. Single back formation. Fake to Jacobs. Love rolls out, tries to hit Musgrave, but he can't hold on. It'll be 3rd and 11. That's quite a critical drop right there, buddy. You probably could have went into the end zone with that. Yeah, if he doesn't jump, he would have covered that better, or he probably could have been in position for the pick. But either way, again, Musgrave unable to hold on to the ball, and now it's 3rd and 11 on the Denver 19. Broncos only sending 4, and he tries to dump it off to Jacobs, but it's a little bit out of his reach. Singleton on the coverage, and now we got McManus to try to bring the score within 1. Oh, wow. So he was reading the route. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Kind of, yeah. Ball was already thrown, so it wouldn't have mattered. But, wow. He really put Wicks or whoever that was on his ass. As the field goal attempt by McManus is good. We got a score of 27-26. Broncos in front with 10:55 left in the game, and I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to step away for a bit, probably finish this salad, and I'll be back with y'all in a bit. All right, and we're back. The Broncos are about to get the ball after the successful Green Bay field goal try by McManus. And yeah, it's going to be getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Hopefully the Broncos are able to chew up some clock at the very least, probably even get another score, preferably a touchdown here. That way it winds up being a situation where, at best, the Packers can only tie with a 2-point conversion. At the very least, I need us to drain a significant amount of clock down so that the Packers don't have as much time as they need to do that. As they go through all the storyline throughout the league today, Jags dominate the Jets. Of course, they showed the Bills beating the Patriots. I guess Lamar looked pretty good today. They showed the picture of him as they handle the Bengals. Chargers eliminating the Chiefs from playoff contention. Good riddance, bitches, by the way. But nonetheless, 1st and 10, Broncos with the ball on their own 35. Play fake. Wow, pressure gets there. Oh, that was dangerous. Damn, man. We got to stop this dangerous shit right here. I mean, he had to dump it off. Harvey was right there, but so were a couple of Green Bay defenders. And the fact that he didn't hold on to it or even get a real hand on it, and you had 2 Packers right there, that's not good. Rashad Gary getting there. So he's trying to fill the void for Micah Parsons, but we'll see how much. Wow, 4 touchdowns to only 7 incompletions. And Nix finds that Sutton up the middle, and they get the first down and a bit more. Yeah, as Tony Romo's pointing out here, Bo Nix in the 4th quarter is a damn bad man. A bad man. Of course, he needs to avoid dangerous situations, but for the most part, nobody's really stopped him this year in the 4th. 1st and 10 at about the 49 of the Packers. Bo gets the snap out of shotgun. Gets it off. Looks to hit Franklin. He was past the marker, but do they bring him back? Either way, hell of a throw to Franklin. Broncos receivers really doing a damn thing today. I'm feeling like he actually maintains possession past the line, but they're marking him short, so it's 2nd and 1, not like it matters. Because the handoff is, ooh, never mind. Harvey did get the handoff, but he got stuffed in the backfield. Quay Walker, obviously good for a Packers fan to see him back on the field, but Rashad Gary and Quay Walker are there. Brunson, too. So now it's 3rd and 3, although that's not that big a deal as we've converted much more insurmountable. But nonetheless, 9:15 and counting for the rest of the game. As you see, Josh Jacobs on the Packers bench. Arvin motioning back and forth. And Bo is going deep. He had Sutton, but there was McKinney there who gets the breakup. Great play. Excuse me. Great play by McKinney. Can't really hold that against him on that one. Yeah. I mean, McKinney is a high-end, all-pro level free safety, so not surprised to see that happen the way that it did there. And 4th and 3. And the Broncos call timeout. So clearly they're going for it. Wow. I mean, either way, as long as it works out, I really don't even care either way. If they decided to punt because they didn't like the spot for the field goal try, I can understand that too, and I'm fine with that. Make them work their way up the field. There's still an awful lot of time left, 9:03 to be exact. But let's see what happens, whether the Broncos are able to convert right now. 4th and 3, 9:03 remaining in the game. Broncos on the Green Bay 41. So even if they don't convert, Green Bay is in their own territory, but they still got good field position. All right. Snap is off. Bo's going deep again, looking for Sutton, and he's got him! First down and more. They actually are in the red zone now. What a shot! What a shot! There are no answers for this dude in the fourth quarter. What a play. I mean, Valentine was there with him stride for stride, but one, he didn't look back, and two, Bo got it beautifully into Sutton's hands to where it didn't matter who was there. Although a challenge? Wow, that's huge. Okay. So they're going to challenge this. One, two, I think he does. That's a catch. First down Broncos. Review that shit all the fuck you want. First down Broncos. Even if that's the case, time came off. Surely if the review gets extensive, it's probably to confirm the amount of time that should be left. Because the thing about that is I'm pretty sure it was 9:03 left when that play started. Or maybe I'm mistaken on that. I don't know. But either way, I'm confident the Broncos will have a 1st and 10 on the Green Bay 15. I mean, I'm trying to see how that's not a catch, and I don't. I absolutely do not see where that's not a catch. It's going to be a first down Broncos. Unless the refs are going to try to be cool to hoe us like they've tried throughout the year, but can't see a scenario where they try that here. But I guess we'll find out in a matter of moments, one way or another. All right. So BKL, if you're still with me here, let me know. What are some big stories, whether it's sports or pro wrestling, or if you want to call it sports entertainment, either way, what are the things going on right now you got your eyes on, man? Yep, ruling stands. I don't see how there was any doubt about that. Okay, I guess it was 9:03 on the clock. Either way, Sutton with 9 targets, 7 catches, and 113 yards with a touchdown. Nick's rolling out to the right. All right, Bo really needs to watch himself there. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do. Okay, now it's 8:24 left on the clock, so there was time that went off. He tried to go to Sutton there, but he wasn't quite holding on to it, and Van Ness, or perhaps even McKinney, could have gotten a hold of that. Man. Come on, Bo. Watch yourself, man. I formation, and it's a bit heavy. Give is to Harvey, and he's picking up big yards up the middle. Pushing the pile a bit. Looks like he's going to get about 7 or 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and short, but yeah, RJ actually showing some power game. I love it. Things you'll love to see. Yeah, Adam Prentice is a fantastic fullback. I'm not sure we're going to need Michael Burton back, but I'm sure we'll welcome him back accordingly. But not sure if we'll need him back at this point. Prentice has been incredible. Either way, second and short. Ball is on the Green Bay 8. No, snap. Yep, there we go. That was... Oh! Almost had little Jordan Humphrey, but there is a flag on the play. Is it 12 men? Really? Offsides? Somehow there's no flag. Okay, there is a flag. So yeah, it's going to be a first and goal for Denver. Wow. Wow, yep. First down Denver. On the 4-yard line on the Green Bay 4. Wow. That's really huge. Hmm. 12 men and he's offsides. Way offsides. He's in the Denver backfield, damn it. The hell? First and goal on the Green Bay 4. Ball under center motions, but actually pitches Harvey, and he gets a touchdown. R.J. Harvey for a 4-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos extend their lead. Do they go for 2 again? Make it a 2-score game? Or just make it to where they got to get the 2? That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. And yeah, they got the extra point unit out, so it's going to be a score of 34-26 Denver. And wow. What a performance by the Broncos today. Man. Had a couple of stallouts offensively, but man, they've been strong for the most part, and they really needed to against this Green Bay defense. So long as the Broncos hold on, I feel as if Broncos have everything pretty well in hand. No way! The Colts beat the Seahawks 16-15. Clutch field goal. Wow. Wow. The grandfather, Phillip Rivers, at 44 years old, leading the Colts into Seattle, getting the win. Wow. How about that? How about that? Shout out to all y'all in Indy, especially with my brother and his family out there. Shout out to y'all Colts fans. Shout out to McAfee crew and all of that. Wow. What a way to go into Seattle and get a win. Phillip Rivers. How about that? Granddad than a motherfucker. And getting these wins. And on the road. In Seattle. Wow. Anyway, kickoff is off. Wilson gets actually to about the 35. They've been finding themselves into pretty nice field position today. Wait, what? Oh, it isn't over yet. There's still... Hold on. Wow, the Seahawks just take the lead with a field goal. Wow, 18 seconds left. Colts do have the ball, though. Holy shit, what a game that is. So I spoke too soon. Still, shout out to the folks in Indy for that one. Crazy shit. Anyway, 1st and 10 Packers. Gives to Jacobs, but he's not going to go very far. Malcolm Roach, Dre Greenlaw, and Hufunga are there. 2-yard pickups, it'll be 2nd and 8 with 7:10 and counting left in the game. Man. Incredible. Oops, come on, man. Well, it's going to have to happen here with 6:45 and counting if they're going to mount this comeback. Anyways, loving the shotgun, and he's got a couple people back in the backfield with him. Musgrave motions in and out. He gets the ball off, and it's picked! It's picked! Riley Moss is there as it bounces off of Wick's hands. It seems he's going to be down by contact. But the Broncos get yet another timely turnover. Way to go, Riley! Let's go! Wow! That's crazy because that's one Wicks had it in his hands but doesn't catch it. Goes right into the hands of Riley Moss. And yeah, Riley got tripped up, so he definitely would have been down by contact. But he comes through with his I think they said it's his 3rd interception of the season. Either way, 2nd turnover forced by the Broncos today. This is not what the Packers wanted. And don't let the Broncos start forcing turnovers all of a sudden. Oh shit, that's a 2nd career interception. 1st this season. Didn't realize that. Yeah, pressure was getting the love there. But he had a good shot at Wicks. Wicks just did not hold on. As the handoff is to Harvey, he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. But man. Okay, so Seattle comes away with the win, but narrowly. What a crazy game that had to have been, man. But hell of a game there also. And this has been a hell of a game so far to this point with 6 minutes and counting left. But with that interception, that works very hugely in favor of Denver as they're already up 8 points. 2nd and 8, Denver on the 50, and they're going to call their 2nd timeout. Wow. I mean, Broncos in a good situation, but they definitely are going to need to score here. Because you don't want to give any hope to Green Bay at this point. I mean, they're still going to have a little bit of hope left as it'll still be a 2-score game one way or another. But you want to get 6 here. You definitely want to get 6 if you're Denver right now. Like, I don't think there's any way around that at all. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say that the pressure did cause the throw to be a bit inaccurate, so it didn't get to Wicks the way that it needed to, but it's not like he couldn't have found a way to just, just try to grab for it and hold on, but he lets it bounce off his hands into the hands, ironically enough, of Riley Moss. Anyway, 2nd and 8. Nix is rolling out and away from pressure, and that could have been intercepted. What the fuck, Bo? Looking for LJH, but that was not smart. See, and that's another thing. Packers have had those opportunities, but have not come up with them. Except for the one fumble by R.J. Harvey, which they recovered and got out to an early 3-0 lead. But ever since then, they're not exactly forcing turnovers either, and they've actually been pretty good about that this year. But again, outside of that lost fumble by R.J. Harvey, they really haven't done a whole lot. Broncos have come up with 2 interceptions, both by their starting corners, in Surtain and Moss. Nix dumps off to Mims. Oh, it was Palczewski who lost his helmet, but Mims actually looks to have picked up about 4 or 5 yards on that catch. Excuse me. Oh, it'll be 4th and 3. Excuse me. Ooh, it's been confirmed. Mahomes torn ACL, so you know he's done for the season. I was saying that when that shit happened. Yeah, 2 major injuries today. Micah Parsons here. Patrick Mahomes out in Kansas City. Wow. Well, they were pretty much eliminated anyway, so even if it wasn't so bad for Mahomes, they got to sit him. They got to sit him. They got nothing left to play for. They're out of the playoffs. It's a done deal. And at this point, the Broncos are pretty much in a very advantageous situation in terms of the AFC West. Even with the Chargers 2 games behind, and of course they did win the matchup out in LA in week 2, but they got to come to the house for the last game. And apologies to my boy Darren, but y'all better hope we lose another one between now and then. Otherwise, your division title hopes are going to be out of reach. Nonetheless, 4th and 3, and the Broncos, of course, going for it. And wow! Great play by Edgerrin Cooper to knock down the ball. Wow. He was looking for Mims and was about to zip it right to him, but Cooper is right there. Yeah, he should have led Mims better. He should have led Mims more on that. But that's all right. It's going to be around midfield. Green Bay is on their own 45. But last 2 drives, Broncos have been really good on getting the stops. Particularly the 2 interceptions. And it is getting loud down at Mile High. Less than 5 minutes left to go. 1st and 10 Green Bay on their own 45. Play fake to Jacobs. Pressure is coming. He has to throw the ball away. Malcolm Roach was in the area. Yeah, he looked at a slight play fake to Jacobs, but Roach was in there quickly, and DJ Jones wasn't far behind. Wow. Yeah. Had to throw it away. He had no choice. 2nd and 10, 4:54 remaining in the game. Broncos showing a little bit of a blitz. They're only sending 4. Love gets it off to Reed. He's forced back behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he really gains anything, though. But either way, it's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 9 to be more specific. 4:46 left in the game. And I imagine they're going to go for it on 4th down, should it come down to that. 5 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. Which is pretty damn good. Can they get it here and avoid having to go for it on 4th? Broncos showing pressure again. And he actually gets it to Matthew Golden, who picks up the 1st down and a little bit more. Hell of a play. Looks to have gained about 10 yards on that. 1st and 10, Packers in Denver territory, the Denver 44 to be more specific. Love trying to make the adjustments on the line. The crowd is getting noisy as hell, though. Let's see if it works out for him. Snap is off. Handoff to Brooks. Only gets a couple of yards. Jonathan Cooper, JFM, and Dre Greenlaw are all there. Excuse me on that again. Oh, Denver used all their timeouts? Oh, fuck. That's not good at all. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Either way, 2nd and 8. Ball on the Denver 42, or 41 rather. Pressure is coming, and he's going down. That's Tillman. I see Jonah Ellis. And I think Greenlaw might have been there too. It's going to be 3rd and 17. Yeah, showed 6, ended up sending 5, and there just wasn't enough time. There wasn't anything that they were going to do. You just can't get the ball off quickly enough. I said before, this was true when it came to Geno Smith and Marcus Mariota before him. But eventually, they ended up getting got too. What just happened here? Jordan Love just got. As he gets a snap on 3rd and 16, pressure's still coming. He gets it off. I think that's Milton. No, that's Fitzpatrick. And it's still 4th and long. But Love looked like he was coming off the field, but I think he's staying out there. So it's going to be 4th and 10. Green Bay with the ball on about the Denver 43-44 yard line. And now it's 4th and 10. Packers are going to be going for it here. Shades of Super Bowl 32 like a motherfucker right now. Love gets the snap. Pressure is getting there, and he's going down. Benito's there. I think it was Zach Allen that actually brought him down. But turnover on downs. Broncos get the ball back with a little less than 2.5 left. And now all they got to do is play some 4-minute offense to put this one away. What a play by the pass rush of the Denver Broncos. What a play. Man. Yeah, Jonathan Cooper was the main one there, I guess. Benito was there. Zach Allen was there. I mean, it just didn't even matter. Still not over, and with Broncos not having any timeouts, there's still a little bit of hope for Green Bay. But Green Bay does have their own timeout. They got to keep the Broncos from getting first downs as the handoff. Whoa. Yeah, it is a handoff to McLaughlin. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. And Green Bay uses their last timeout. So Broncos just got to get a first down and it's GG's. Okay, yeah, that's right. Jags and Broncos is going to be on Fox next week. But again, next week, same time. Anywhere between 2 and 2:15, I'll be going live next Sunday for Jags Broncos. Either way, 2nd and 8, 2:23 left. Broncos with the ball on the Green Bay 44. Nixon shotgun. Got a back right to his right. Oh, and he's rolling out. And he's doing a design run, gets about 4 or 5 yards, gets to about the Green Bay 40, maybe even the 39. Wow. They just confirmed another injury I didn't catch quite. Oh, I guess it must have been Wick because they had the camera on him. And it seems to be a rib injury, so maybe he's not coming back. But it may not matter at this point here with the 2-minute warning. Broncos with 3rd and 4, so again, all they got to do is get a first down and it's over. You can pretty much mark it down as 11 in a row for the Broncos. And of course, with that, they'll move to 12 and 2. Gotta check Twitter for something real quick. God, the memes are really flying. All the posts are flying. Chiefs eliminated from the playoffs. God, that's a beautiful thing to see. Such a beautiful thing. Just two. Alright, here we go. And Nick Wright's bitch ass looking like an even bigger dweeb than he already fucking is. Serves his dumbass right. Little bitch. Yeah, Broncos defense celebrating on the sidelines here. Let's see if we can get this first down here, and then they can really celebrate. Heavy package, single back formation. Mims motioning to the right. Play fake. Ball's rolling out. And, oh, he almost got sacked. He's going to be short of the first down. Even though the ball squirted out, he was already down. It's going to be 4th and short with 1:40 and counting remaining in the game. Yeah, it's a good thing he was touched right there, just short of the line, because the ball pops out, and a Green Bay defender's easily there to recover it had it been a fumble. Yeah, I'm not surprised they're going for it. If he draws them off sides, which he doesn't, but the handoff is to Prentice. Oh, wow! And they stuffed him. Wow! They had the T-bone formation and Prentice got stuffed. That hasn't happened often. He's been great on those short yardage gain situations. Wow! They had Prentice along with Troutman and Adkins in the backfield. Wow! I mean, it's not that bad because even if the Packers score, they got to go for 2. So, really, it's not all that bad. They do have favorable field position on their own 41 or 42, but, oh, I guess it's their 38. But either way, even if they get in the end zone, they got to get 2. They got to get 2 with 1:07 left. And no timeouts, by the way. Snap is off. Pressure is getting there, but Love does get it off over the head of Brooks. But it will fall harmlessly incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10, 1:03 left to go. Man. Wow. Cooper had a hand on him. So, of course, he was probably able to disrupt the throw a little bit, as it didn't get off as cleanly as he wanted. Wow, that's got to be a false start. There's no way that's not a false start. Yeah, I see the motion, false start. Unless they're going to say it's offsides. But I thought I saw at least a couple Packers moving. Yep, false start, Green Bay. Move it back 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now. Ball on their 33. Yeah, that guard jumped and actually induced JFM into moving. Packers tried to say it was him that moved first, but no. That was your guy. So here we go, 2nd and 15. Ball on the Green Bay 33. Love in empty backfield shotgun. They look to have at least 4 wide receivers. Oh, no, they got a back out there, so. Wow, Love getting away from the pressure. Had a receiver. That was Reed, but he does not hold on to it. And he's kicking himself about it. I'm not sure if he's hurt because he's moving kind of slowly to get up, but he's definitely mad at himself for not bringing that in. Yeah, it hits the ground before he could even get his hands on it. So it would have been incomplete regardless. Yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, Packers are literally the walking wounded. Gonna be interesting to see how they handle the remaining 3 games after this one. 56 seconds left, 3rd and 15. Ball still on the Green Bay 33. Love in shotgun. Got a running back in the backfield with him. Ooh, someone almost gets there. That almost gets picked. Riley Moss is there again. I'm thinking that was Bo Melton who was the intended receiver. He was motioning out to the left pre-snap, but yeah. $50 seconds left. 4th and 15. It's now or never for the Packers. If they don't get it here, this is it. It's game over. 4th and 15. Love got a running back in the backfield in shotgun. Broncos sending 4. And someone gets there, but he gets it off. That's going to be game. That's going to be game. Let's go. That's going to be game as the pass is harmlessly incomplete. And the Broncos will come away with the win 34-26, even though there is 44 seconds left. But it's a foregone conclusion. They have no timeouts left. All the Broncos have to do is kneel it. Hell of a game. Packers put up a hell of a fight. Again, shades of Super Bowl 32 kind of reminds me a lot of what we seen back in 1998, February of 1998, and the atmosphere was pretty intense. Me and my cousins, and one of the homies, but man, pretty much same thing all over again, and I think it was a 1-score game for that as well. Yep, one more kneel down and that's it. So the Broncos will move to 12-2, 11-game win streak, and we got the Jags next week. Again, gonna be live, 2 o'clock, 2:15, somewhere around there, but I'll be going live to get ready for that game. But the Broncos will come away with this one, 34-26 over the Green Bay Packers. The Los Angeles Rams, with their win over the Detroit Lions today, are the sole leaders of the NFC. And you got Jordan Love and Bo Nix dopping it up. GG's, shotting each other out. You got to respect both them dudes. Them is warriors right there. Those are warriors for real. But it's Bo Nix and the Broncos that come away with the big win. And now 12-2. Number 1 seed, ahead, a full game ahead of the New England Patriots at 11-3 after their loss to the Buffalo Bills again. They better be careful out in Foxborough because the Bills are within a game now. They're literally within a game. You could say half a game with a win today. But either way, Broncos and, oh wow, Chicago actually takes the 2nd seed and 1st place in the NFC North with this loss for Green Bay. Remember, they tied the Cowboys earlier in the season, so that kind of thing matters. Wow. Yeah, Bears could have fucked around and been the 1 seed again had the Rams lost. But we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. Man. Gonna go ahead and get rid of this, but wow. Hell of a win for the Broncos, and it was a tough one. 34-26 again is the final count. And jeez, man. I don't know any other way to look at it. Played the toughest competition, the best teams in the league, had some dogfights, but ended up winning all of them but 2. And one of them wound up being a fluky win by the Colts. Again, shout out to them. Nothing against them on that, but they got away with a fluke in that one. And it seems as though it's kind of come back and bit them in the ass as now they're on the outside looking in, unfortunately. So, yeah, going to be kind of tough for all the Colts fans, especially the McAfee crew, but I'm sure they're going to be in good spirits regardless. They usually are. nonetheless, huge win for the Denver Broncos today. I can't say enough about that. Man. And firmly in control of first place right now in the AFC West. And again, a one-game lead against the New England Patriots. I think that's going to be maintained throughout. I don't see a scenario where the Patriots actually hold on to where they actually take back the number 1 seed. Not to mention, again, the fact that the Bills are now breathing down their neck, especially with this win. And their next loss is going to wind up putting Buffalo in first place in the AFC East. So, yeah. Really huge stuff today. Huge day in the NFL all across the board, but Broncos get a really good one to go away with it. Let me see. Now the Bears have a rematch against Green Bay. That's right. That's right. Good call, BKL. Good call. Good fucking call. Man. And again, Chicago's number 2 in the NFC, number 1 in the NFC North. Huge matchup next week, just like you said. Great call on that, BKL. And shout out to you again for being sub number 150. I don't know if that should be treated like a milestone. I can't really do anything special for that. I'm not quite in the position for that right now. But we're going to get there. We're ultimately going to get there. Nonetheless, yeah, shit, I really got nothing else right now. You got anything else for me there, BKL? I mean, yeah, hell of a game. I'm not going to be live for the Sunday night game, just to be clear. But, again, I will be live next week, again, anywhere between 2 o'clock and 2:15. And I'll try to make sure to get my pregame video off a little bit earlier than what I did today. Let's see. Oh, okay. I mean, hey. Or wait, that's... Well, hey, I mean... All I can say is that, it's a hell of a game today. Good win for the Broncos. I'm pretty hyped right now. And we got a really good situation. Either way, I think you were trying to say bite me either way, but right on for that even, but yeah. Hopefully I see you around. Hit me up sometime, dude. Yeah, just did a sub on your channel here. But nonetheless, gonna go ahead and shut down for the time being. Thank you for coming through. Again, appreciate you for that sub today, BKL. Sorry I keep butchering your name here, but obviously I'm a little excited. We got the win here. And yeah, that's about all I got on that. So for now, look forward to a post-game video coming up, hopefully within the next couple of hours. Going live next Sunday, 2 to 2:15, anywhere will be in that window will be the start time. And again, yeah, that's about all I got. Look forward to other videos coming throughout the week. If I'm good to, I'll try to do some gaming streams. That'll be exclusively on Twitch, so look out for that. But either way, y'all know what it is. Thank y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all to death. Hope to see y'all again.